This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
All right, we are back here with Jen Collins. Excited to talk to her about My Mojo Life. That's right. She's the owner and founder based out of Zionsville, Indiana. We're excited to have her here to talk more about her company, which is dedicated to wellness, life coaching. We're talking massage therapy, so much more. She's really helping you overall. And we're going to talk today about mindset and so much more. So, welcome to the show today, Jen. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Well,
How
pleasure
are
to
you?
be here. I'm doing well, thank you. How's the weather in Indiana today?
It is cold and rainy.
Oh my goodness. All right, yeah, it's same here kind of in New York. It's not too different, I guess. But all right, well, we'll take it for now. The sunshine's almost here. Excited to
Right.
get to know you. I want to know your backstory, but for the first, we got to give them a little overview about what My Mojo Life is all about because you offer quite a few services.
We do. So it started as a massage business, but then I incorporated life coaching and sobriety coaching and personal training. It's basically based at overall your entire wellness and just increasing your confidence, making you feel good about yourself, getting your energy back.
hmm Yeah, well, we're talking about mind and body. We're talking about so much. You have a lot of experience, and I want to get to the core of, you. Give us your backstory, how you got into massage therapy and all that. So tell us where you grew up. Give us your little backstory. Thank you.
All right. So I'm from Speedway, Indiana, but it's been a rocky road. I used to be a nurse. And then a few years ago, I had a traumatic brain injury and lost my short-term memory. And then I also had some issues with drugs. I was a recovering alcoholic. I got sober in 2000, but relapsed in 2018 on opiates. Um, so then I had a traumatic brain injury and couldn't go back to nursing. Um, and then I went to prison. So I got out of prison a couple months ago, and I'd had a massage shop before I went to prison. When I was recovering from my head injury, I couldn't work for about a year and a half. And then when I started working, I was picking up odd jobs off Craigslist. And one thing led to another, and I found myself working at a massage shop. And the guy was fabulous, and he got me certified in Reiki, and taught me basically the basics of running a business. And I had a massage shop before I went to prison. And then when I got out, I had really, I say I don't like the path, but I really enjoyed the destination because I learned a lot from the experience about just how much your mindset can affect your reality. And so I realized that, for some people, self care is taking care of your body and getting rest with a massage. And for other people, it's overcoming whatever hurdle it is in your life. If you're stuck because of a job or stuck because of an addiction or whatever it is. But sometimes you can't necessarily change the reality in, but you can change how you look at it and you see what you look for. So if you can change your focus more positive, then you can have a better life.
Oh my goodness. Well, would you mind also sharing some more of the hardships in your life which brought you to where you were? Could you explain more a little bit about the traumatic brain injury and what happened to you specifically?
Yeah, so it was, well, okay, February 2020 is when I got fired from my nursing job. I'd been stealing narcotics from work, and I went into the nurse recovery program, and I'd been in that for about 6 months, and I was actually getting ready to go back to nursing, and I was in my garden one day, and I tripped and fell and bumped my head on a rock. I didn't think anything of it. I got up. I went about the rest of my day just fine. My husband and stepdaughters came home. I didn't mention it to anybody because it wasn't worth mentioning. And then I woke up the next morning with no short term memory, and I don't really remember much of the next 2 years.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Uh-huh.
goodness.
And then that was the straw that broke the back for my marriage. So I got
Mm.
divorced a month after my head injury. My sister took me in, and my mom and her really stepped up and helped take care of me. But there was even a point. So part of my brain injury, I was still struggling with addiction. And then with the traumatic brain injury, I kind of lost impulse control. So my drug use got out of control, and my family got so fed up with me. and just not fed up with me. They just didn't know what to do with me anymore. So thankfully, they sent me to Harbor Lights run by the Salvation Army, and those people saved my life. And I was able to get sober there and got my life back on track. That's when I got the job at the massage business. And I still have a lot of memory issues, but it's obviously much better now. But yeah, it was a pretty rough couple of years there. I used to say, so this is one thing. I used to say I lost everything. But
Oh,
then I changed it to saying, no, I gave everything away. Because if I say I lost everything, that makes me a victim. If I
yes.
change my outlook on it to say, like, I made a series of choices and gave everything away,
Yeah.
then that puts me in a position of control. So that's, like little things like that just can change you from like feeling sorry for yourself to making you feel empowered to make changes for the better.
Beautiful. Well, I commend you on sharing your story with us. I know it's not an easy journey, but the best part is you can really empathize with people, as you say. So many people out there are struggling with poor self-confidence, negative views, and you mentioned there's some simple techniques that you can help train their brain in a sense, how to operate in a more of a positive type pattern. So, thank you for sharing this, and let's get to it. Some of the work that you're doing, because I know, in particular you're trying to help people get their mojo back. So you want to focus a
Yes.
little on mindset today and what a huge impact that is on someone's reality. So first, tell us what mindset is, and let's dive into that to start, if that's okay with you.
You know, what I think of when I think of mindset is I grew up with an identical twin. And when we were growing up, we played soccer a lot. And my dad would always say, if you guys would practice as much as your brother, you guys could be professional soccer players. I heard, you're a great soccer player. You're so good that you could go pro. My sister heard, you don't practice enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all based on your mindset. So if you can look at things, I say, and one of the things I learned in my life coach class course is assume good intentions. So whenever somebody says or does something that affects you, if you assume they have good intentions, then a lot of times that can change what you hear.
Mm-hmm.
So it's little things like that, that if you look at things in a positive light, it makes things that seem a lot of times people say I can't do something, but instead it's not
Mm-hmm.
really can't do something, it's that you're unwilling to do something. And if you realize that difference, then you say,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
but why am I unwilling? What am I getting out of this behavior that I'm unwilling to give up, or why am I unwilling to do it? So it's so much just little words we use with ourselves that we don't realize what a big impact they have.
Oh my goodness, you're right. And by the way, this is fascinating because first of all, you have an identical twin, you said?
Yes,
Could I just
yes.
ask you what business she's in? Are you guys at all the same? Like, do you have the same type of, is she happen to be in the same coaching type career or no?
She is getting started in sobriety coaching. So it's a new thing she's starting on. So she hasn't gotten well into business yet, but we've both had our struggles with addiction. So
Okay, interesting, interesting. So I'm just asking about mindset because I wonder if the two of you feel the same, think the same, or doing, the same in a sense. But okay, hold on, back up. Let's talk a little bit about a lot of us, we do dive into and kind of regret the past all the time. Could you share a little bit about how that affects people? Because a lot of us do hold on to that past. Give us some ideas of what we should be doing, not doing.
So I know a big thing for a lot of people is looking at the past and, relationships they've lost, jobs they've lost, things they've lost because of behaviors that they've engaged in, or even not engaged in, just life happens. People have died. Um, so I read something somewhere that, we come into this world with nothing and we're going to leave this world with nothing. And in the interim, the universe is going to share a lot of really cool things with us. Um, but the universe is going to take all of those things back. So when the universe does take those things back, you have to remember, A, it was never yours to begin with. The universe was just sharing it with you. And you need to be grateful that the universe thought you were special enough for it to share it with you, because it didn't have to share that experience with you at all. Like
Yeah.
when I gave up the relationship with my stepdaughters, I was devastated because that was like I couldn't have children of my own. And that was my one chance to have kids. And I could not get over that. And then finally one day I thought, you know what? I had 8 amazing years that I didn't have to have at all. The universe could have shared that experience with somebody else instead of me. And that made me able to be grateful for that time instead of sad that time was gone.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for sharing that too. And by the way, we are talking to Jennifer Collins here. Excited to know that she's joining us here for My Mojo Life, helping so many with not only massage therapy, but life coaching. And excited that we're here talking. This is great. So we got mindset. We have, different, ways to focus on our future. We want to try to do more things that are positive. Are you also focusing on sobriety coaching or is it life coaching as well?
It just depends on what people's struggle is. I mean, everybody's got that hurdle in their life that's stopping them, be it addiction, be it they're unwilling to change the job they're in, they're unhappy in the relationship they're in, and either they're unwilling to make it better or they're unwilling to leave it. Like, there's always a hurdle. So I see a lot of crossover in between the life coach and the sobriety coach because no matter what your particular issue is, there's a hurdle that is stopping you.
Got it. Interesting. Well, also, now let me ask, on a daily basis, obviously the massage therapy, that's something you're doing in person. Is this you going to people's homes? Do you want to just dive into that? Is that massage therapy for all types of people or specifics for sports, massage? What type in particular?
So I am certified in Reiki. I am not a licensed massage therapist.
Okay.
So basically, the difference is, and honestly, most of my clients aren't interested in the Reiki side of it. They just want a massage. But the difference is with Reiki, there's energy channeling and things of that nature. But it also means like if people have a actual sports injury or need a specific type of massage, like a prenatal massage or lymphatic drainage, I do not offer that. But I do have an office in Zionsville that people come to. I don't do what they call out calls. I have people come to my office and I do massages. And it's mostly, getting the kinks out of your back, out of your shoulders, relaxation. But if it's a specific injury related, then I defer to people to an actual licensed massage therapist.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. But what else for today did you want people to know about you and the work you're doing?
I just feel that people just don't take a lot. You walk around and people just look tired and they don't take enough time to figure out what's making them so tired. And it's like the sort of tired that sleep's not going to fix and coffee's not going to help because your soul is tired. And like I wake up every morning and I hate mornings. I hate mornings more than anything. Like I feel nauseous when I wake up in the morning. But then I put on this app called Pep Talk and I just love it. And it doesn't have to be that, but something motivational to and after 15 minutes of listening to that, I'm ready to take on the world. I was one of my favorite quotes is you miss every shot you don't take.
Hmm.
So and so many people are afraid, what people are going to think. And, first of all, people don't think about us as much as we think they do. And
Yeah.
most people who are tired and depressed just need to try something and get outside yourselves. I mean, we are very problem focused instead of solution focused. And if you are solution focused, then you have better results. If you have problem focused, then you just breed negativity and people don't even want to be around that.
No, that seems to be a problem with a lot of people, right? The negativity. Clearly, you are a positive person and you're helping so many live this way. What would you say to someone out there who's living in this negative type of lifestyle? Always the negative Nancy, always the glass is half empty. Can you explain that?
Well, I would say, honestly, first of all, they have to decide if that's what makes them happy or not. I truly think there are some people who are happy being unhappy and they don't want to change their mindset. Um, because I've run into people like this and I try to give them tips. Somebody will be complaining about something on the news that upsets them. And I will suggest, like, well, why don't you just change the channel? Like, I mean,
Hmm.
but some people would rather focus on. So if you want to be happy, you just actually first to be honest with yourself, like, this is something I am willing to do. And it's actually very simple. And people come back at me, they're like, it's not that easy, Jen. And I say, it's never said easy, never said those words, but it is simple. Just like you can train your body, you can train your mind. Um,
Hmm.
for me, it actually helps to like whatever problem my mind is focusing on, I will draw it out on a graph and then make an alternative pathway. And then when my brain starts going down the negative one, it's a reminder to me to switch it. And after you do that enough times, it becomes automatic.
Mm-hmm.
So there really are some very simple steps you can take. And no, life isn't all roses. You're going to have bad days. But one of the things, a lot of times I'll say, am I having a bad day or am I just having a day where I'm not getting my way?
Totally. Yeah. No,
Because
absolutely.
that makes me realize how childish it sounds. Um, so some days you're not going to get your way. God answers all prayers, but sometimes the answer is no, and you just have to learn to accept that.
Got it. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? There's so many people that can benefit from this. Again, my Mojo Life. Do you also work with do you work with couples or is it just really individuals in a sense?
So far, it's only been individuals. I'm not
Okay.
opposed to working with couples, but I just have not had that experience yet.
Got it. And then with the energy type of work, do you want to just talk a little bit more about that?
I really enjoy the when people come in for the Reiki sessions because they're coming in for a massage, but they also they leave empowered. I've even done a distance Reiki session where the person wasn't even in the same state as me. And he was having a lot of stomach problems, but they were also related to anxiety. And we did a Reiki session, and he felt truly better afterwards. And so, like, people come in, and it's not just their body that feels better;
Mhm.
their energy feels better.
For those that aren't not familiar with Reiki specifically, I know it's energy healing. I know a little bit about it. Could you just share a little bit about some of the things that energy healing can help us with?
So a lot of it is making you feel more grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the symbols is just a power symbol. And so you incorporate that, and it's about, you have like these different, I guess, energy storing areas called chakras that you open up to release the bad energy and then refill with positive energy. And like in Eastern culture, it's not even associated with massage. It is just hovering your hands over the person and feeling where the negative energy is and releasing it and then replacing it with positive energy. But Western culture would kind of balk about coming in for a session for somebody waving their hands over them and not touching them. So that's why in Western culture it's incorporated with massage, but you still get the same benefits of getting the negative energy released and refilling it with a more content, powerful spiritual nature.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much. And also, can you share a story or two of someone that you've been helping with your work? You don't have to use their names, but I would love to hear how, you're getting people's mojo back in a sense. Thank you.
Well, when I was in prison, one of the ladies I was with, she'd dealt with a lot. She'd been in prison for about 5 years, had a lot of family situations, and just felt very anxious about coming out and trying to accomplish everything at once. And so we did a lot of sessions about how she can ground herself and focus her energy focus her energy in what she is doing, so she's not doing 10,000 things at once. She is focusing on one step, because if you try to focus on everything, it's like that saying, how do you eat an elephant? You got to do it one bite at a time. So I really like helping her nail down what she wanted to focus on, what order of steps she needed to go through to do it, and then how to incorporate the family issues and try to take care of herself and her sobriety and her health at the same time. And she's doing amazing, actually. She just herself got her certification in Reiki, and she's got a job right now, but she's hoping to open her own business. But it's really been a lot of fun watching her get out and get things lined up, and um, yeah, she's just really doing well.
Oh, wonderful. Well, also there's also the personal training aspect of things that you do too, right? So let me ask you about this because you're working with people and their bodies and getting them, in a sense, you're becoming their cheerleader. How are you doing the personal training?
So the personal training I'm doing out of my office as well. I have the option of using a gym down the road, but I'm what I say my focus is I'm not into teaching people how to be bodybuilders. I'm teaching them how to do a 20-minute workout they can do at home with maybe a 10, 20-pound pair of dumbbells. Because a lot of people's excuse for not working out is they don't have time, and even just going to the gym takes 20 minutes. So I like to teach people basically a 20 to 30-minute full body workout they can do at home that will make them lean and strong. And that I even teach them little tips like I will leave a pair of dumbbells in my bathroom. And every time
Mm,
I go to the bathroom, I do 10 curls or I'll do 10 triceps. And it doesn't seem like much, but if you realize, like, if you go to the bathroom 5 times a day, at the end of the day, you've done 50. And that's 50 more than you did on the day. And it really took no time out of your day.
yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
maybe I'll do a leg day and every time I go to the bathroom, I'll do 10 squats, or, it's little tricks like that that you can get physically healthy without dedicating a lot of time to it.
Got it. All right. Well, we're excited you're here joining us. And we're talking, if you are just tuning in, to our life coach and trainer, Jen Collins. And we're discussing, really mindset and how she's here to really get you back on track and build up that self-confidence. Any advice for our listeners today, just to get started? What could we be doing, by the way?
The first thing is to identify what your hurdle is. What is it that you want to change? And to identify, do you really want to be happy?
Yeah.
Do you want to be
Yeah.
good? I'm not talking like skipping through a field blowing bubbles. I just mean content with life. And one of the big things I know people have such a problem with is not being able to sleep because they're worried or they're stressed about things. And I just try to remind them, like, I have never stressed or worried anything into turning out the way I wanted it to. So if I ever, like, I'm trying to go to bed and something's on my mind, I think, is there anything I can do about it right now? And if
Mm-hmm.
there is, then get up and do it. And if there isn't, then just shelve it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And again, people say it's not that easy. I said it's not easy, but it's simple. And with practice, you can do it.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope we can. We're learning so much. And did you want to share a little bit about, in some of your notes, you were talking about some issues in the workplace. Did you want to talk about some of the people you're mentoring, encouraging?
My big thing about workplace is everybody, in my experience, everybody likes to complain, but nobody wants to be the solution. A lot of people at my old job would complain about the boss, but then, even I would say, do you want that job? And they're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
no, I would never want that job. Well, so if you don't have, I mean, it's like that old Bambi movie. You don't have something nice, don't say it at all. But I would say you can complain about something once. That's legitimate.
Yeah.
But after that, if you're not suggesting solutions to the problem, then you just are part of the problem because negativity breeds negativity. So if you have a problem in your workplace, be it with I mean, if it's with a coworker, you don't have to like everybody you work with. You
Yeah.
just have to figure out how to work together.
That's
But
so true.
complaining about people, talking about people behind their backs, complaining about your boss, whatever the issue is, just breeds negativity. So focus on solutions, not problems.
Oh my goodness. I love that. So true. All right. We still have just 3 minutes left in the show. How did you kind of want to end off for today?
Um, I guess I would probably just encourage people to realize that, life isn't all meant to be positive.
Yeah. God
And, one
bless.
of my favorite new sayings is that, difficulties breed virtues. We all want to be strong, patient, empathetic people, but you don't become strong by having an easy life. You don't become empathetic without going through some pain, and you don't become patient unless you have to wait for what you want.
Wow.
So when those challenges do get faced to you in your life, you just have to see it as a opportunity to build your character
Yeah.
instead of something meant to discourage you. And if a situation or a lot of times I've noticed different lessons seem to keep repeating themselves in my life, and that's because I'm not learning the lesson.
Yeah.
So a lot of times if the same problem keeps cropping up, it's because you're not learning the lesson the
We're
universe is
not.
trying to
We're
teach you.
not. Yeah, I get it. Oh my goodness. Well, you also mentioned some of your favorite quotes. You mentioned you miss every shot you don't take, and difficulties breed
Yes.
virtues.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here, for joining us. Would you mind sharing how we can contact you?
It's the website is mymojolife.com and my number is 317-494-3451 and we are in Zionsville, Indiana.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Pleasure getting to know you today and enjoy the
Thank
rest of
you.
the day. And hopefully we get to connect again. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Same here. Have a great day. And to all of our listeners, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.